Hello everyone, it's Nikki and I'm back again in front of the camera. Thank you for all the comments that you left on my last video. I have gone through them and obviously the overwhelming consensus was that you wanted to see me in front of the camera with my story. So here we are. This is April the 2nd today, so a bit of an update on what I managed to get done in March, and yeah, I had a finish, but we'll get to that. So first up, because it's this awkward thing, is there we go, Yexian. How am I going to do this without knocking the things over? There we go. So, I've been working on page 4 over here. I just brought it down a few more rows. I didn't work on it a lot. I did think it was going to get bumped, and it did. I did manage to put in 2,177 stitches though, and that was done over 6 days. So yeah, just brought it down a bit more, just working on that background some more, all those lovely blues. And I think I have a few more row blocks of 10 to just reach the bottom, so may or may not get that bit done in April, but yeah, she's still out in April. So, right, while we're dealing with the awkward ones, then let's get Bizzare Bookshelf out hand. There we go, try not to hit anything. So, Bizzare Bookshelf from Gecko Rouge, and these are on the biggest quantum bars from Imanic. These are 110 centimetres, I think, so you can get an idea of how big this project is. I've been working over here, so I finished this page. It's page 12, 11. And then I've been working on this page here, which is, it will be an orchard. I think you can kind of see one of the trees at the bottom next to the book, and I'm at the edge of the page now working on the other book, and you can see how that's going to frame it, the face of the book. So this got a few days. This got 16 days and 4,512 stitches in total. A lot of that time I was working on getting this blue sky done here. Lots of light colours, so again, it gets a bit difficult, so lots of blues and light blues in there. But I just work through those a colour at a time. On this one, I tend to work the page a colour at a time. I don't know why it's kind of easier with it, but it's Gecko Rouge, so the pages are smaller than your Heaven and Earth design pages, so it's just easy to do it. So this one is going away for April, and when it comes out in May, I'm going to get this page finished and onto the next one, which I think is the penultimate page. Obviously, I don't have a lot of space now to the end of the row. It'd be good to have this first row of pages done. So that's Bizzare Bookshelf from Gecko Rouge. Oh, and I'm stitching it on 25 count fabric, the easy count, and it is 1/1 full crosses. So let's get that monster out of the way. What next? Nope, we're going to save the finish, and we'll go on to the one that I've just been working on. So, Little Light Reading, artwork by Randall Spangler, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So if I fold it up a bit, to kind of show you where I was working. So I started and finished this page here, which is obviously the rest of the draglin. So the draglin now has all of its nose, most of its arm, and we're getting down to more patchwork blanket coming in, and that corner there is some of the book page. Really happy that I was actually able to get the page done. I did, let's see on my notes, 4,755 stitches over 9 days. And yeah, page finished. So this one is getting promoted to the 3-week slot in my rotation when it comes back out in May. So I'd like to get this row of pages finished, and then if I roll it up some more, I've got, you can kind of see where I've kind of worked the pages diagonally in the past, because no one wants to stitch all of that at once. So yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of pages left to finish. Hopefully get this one done in April. The last row of pages is actually quite small. I think it's only about 20, nearly 30 rows. So yay! There's still a lot of block stitching to do, obviously. The book here, lots of purples. So that will be to come in future months. I'm hoping that I'm not going to struggle with that too much, being on the 3 weeks rotation. But according to the Blitz Stitch app that I use, Cross Stitch Journal, it's written by Brian Blitzstitch. It reckons that if I just worked on just this, which chances of that are unlikely, with the rate that I'm going, that I would finish it in June, the end of June. So I think that's probably slipped to July now, because it's a few days since I looked at it. But that would be nice to finish this next year. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So this gets promoted because I finished it. So there we go. Nightmare from Gecko Rouge, artwork by Medusa Dollmaker. Was stitched on 25 count magic guide from DMC. That's the one with the red lines and the 20 square blocks. I finished it and I washed it before I took any pictures of it, which is unusual for me, but still haven't ordered a frame for it yet, but I have a few that I need to get some frames sorted out for. So I've just fold it up to show you the section that I was working on. And where are we? So I had about 5 pages left to do, and it was mostly in Sally's outfit, Fredda, Shock, and Jack's arm, and the rest of the stripy snake. I did obviously finish up with lots of the background needing to be stitched, but actually once I got to just the 2 colours that needed to be stitched, I just ploughed through it and got it done, and it only took a few days, and I didn't actually need to buy any time for light reading to get it finished. I had it finished 2 or 3 days before my rotation would normally change, so I made up for lost time on QS Yexian and stitched her instead. But yes, it's finished. Let's unravel her again. So it was a big total. I did 13,626 stitches over 18 days and finished off those 5 pages to get it finished. I did have a note of how many days that took, and I've completely not written it on this piece of paper, but it was about 150 days altogether. I did start it in 2019. I did this page right up here when we started work on renovating the house. Then I didn't stitch it at all in 2020. 2021 I got it out as a kind of lunchtime weekend stitch and managed to get a few pages done, and since then it got put onto the 3-week section of the rotation and I got it done really quickly. So This was my full coverage Fanatics focus for the finish for the year. So that's complete already. I don't think I'll get any of the other full coverages finished this year. So we're kind of working up now towards getting as much progress as I can on the others to get a Little Light Reading into a position where I can get that finished next year, which would be very nice because I like to have them done and on the walls. So, the other thing, I didn't do much stitching on this month, and that is my little snow globe from Cross Stitch Pictorial on Etsy. It's lots of colours, blended threads. I kind of started in the middle and worked to the top, and I had part of the globe done last month, so I'm kind of just working it down, and I've just reached the top of the owl's hat. So I'm going to try and make more time for this in April, hopefully, but I've got busy April coming up. So the pattern, I can show you this, not the pattern, it's my page. I made a cross stitch project folder. I followed the YouTube tutorial by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. Very straightforward, easy to understand, and I didn't do the closure because I didn't want the magnets. There you go, this is what it looks like inside. I have a pocket here, and in that pocket I have my pattern, and this is what my owl's going to look like when he's finished. Snow globe one. So yeah, right at the top there, on the top of his hat, and he's really cute, and I can't wait to get more done. So, fabric I bought a few years ago, knowing that I was going to make a project bag out of it, but never got round to it, so I made a project folder. And this side I've got a vinyl pocket to put my threads in. So everything's set safe and clean. It's foam instead of batting, so it's a bit steadier. So I made this one, and I'm happy with how it turned out. But then I also managed to pick one up on Etsy, and I've been trying to get one of these types of project folders for a while now, but every time I see them say they're updated, they sell out really quickly. So I was just really lucky to spot the notification really early on and was able to snap this up. This is from Little Canny Fox on Etsy. It's got a elastic closure, and it's another project folder. It's a bit more singing dancing than mine. So again, we have the vinyl pocket here, and then there's another pocket behind that. So put your fabric and threads in the vinyl one, pattern behind, just in case any of the ink does try to stick to the vinyl. It does sometimes. But we've got all sorts of doodads this side. So I've got a little pocket there that I could put a highlighter pen in. I've got some glass and rings I can hang scissors from, threads from. I've got this piece here for putting needles in, and little thread holder for while you're stitching. I do use those. And yeah, just more little pockets for sticking things in. So obviously no project in there just yet. That means I've got to dig out something small to put in it. That's going to be fun. So I think that's all of the bits. Obviously I said I'm going to move the stitching time up into the 3-week rotation in May. So the 1 week gap is, I didn't bring the picture down with me, but I'll show you it in May. I have already started it. I had a sneaky start at Christmas because I got a Christmas present, and that's a Chris Dunn kit from Pain Free Crafts, and it's the Santa Paws one, which is like the polar bear dressed up as Santa delivering presents. So I made a tiny start on the background. There's nothing really to show because it's just all dark browns. But that will go on to the 1 week rotation when that happens. But that isn't the only new start I'm going to have, because this year in April is a milestone birthday for me. So that signifies a new start, really, doesn't it? And obviously other people that have had milestone birthdays like start multiple things, but I'm not doing that. No, not that brave. I am going to be hitting 50, and in one of my favourite books, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins and Frodo Baggins set out on their journeys at the age of 50. So I am going to be starting a Golden Kite chart. It's the Home in the Mountains design. I'm going to do the solid coloured version because it's big. It's not as wide as Bizzare Bookshelf, but I think we're kind of in the realms of the width that Stitching Time is, so it's wide. And I wanted to stitch it on 25 count, which means I'm not very good with 2 strands on that. My tension means that it's kind of too loose for stitching with 2 strands. It gets really thick and really bulky. And I don't enjoy stitching with 10 stitch. I have stitched a couple of designs using 10 stitch, but I just don't enjoy it so much. I struggle to count with it. So 1/1, I'm going to do the solid colours version. I do like doing blended colours, and if I don't know, the only kind of size fabric that I could have stitched it 2 strands comfortably is the 20 count, which is what this is on, and that would just make it even wider. So I think with them being looking at probably a bit bigger than the width of Bizzare Bookshelf, so still no way to really comfortably stitch it. So I chose 25 count. I've got some quantum bars that are big enough for it, and I am starting that not on my birthday because I'm going to be away for my birthday for a couple of days, but I do have some time off work, so I'm going to start it at the beginning of that holiday. So things are going to get bumped in April. We'll probably lose some time on Trick or Treat, and I'll probably lose some time on Stitching Time while I'm doing it. I'm having my new start, but it's my birthday, but I think I deserve it. So no plans to put it onto the regular rotation. I'll probably just work on it during holidays, or just whenever I feel like getting it out, which I'm hoping I'm not going to enjoy stitching on it too much because I'll just want to get it out all the time. So that's what you've got to look forward to in my update at the end of April, which will be at the beginning of May. So I think that is everything. Yeah, my plans for April are to spend Trick or Treat will be 3 weeks-ish now. I'm still going to try and work on it even when I've had my new stuff. We'll see. What else have I got? Stitching Time. I've done some on that already today. And this, Yexian. And also at the end of the month, a week on Winter Post in Line. And thinking about it, that might be finished sooner than A Little Light Reading, because that's quite small. So, but I'm not going to have 2 massive pieces on the same month rotation. So I'll find something small to start when I finish that one. But again, that's probably going to be next year now. I might get 2 finishes next year. That'll be fun. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you had a good March stitching, and I hope you managed to get loads done in April. Okay, if you've got any kind of Lord of the Rings themed stitching, share them with me. I'd love to see them. I've obviously done Eternal Promise from Heaven and Earth Designs. I got a lot of the Matt Stewart patterns. So yeah, I'll see you in May.